Hello. I just want to do a talk about an episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer that I just watched this morning. I finished watching it. It's episode 13 of season 3 called The Zeppo. And I loved the episode. It was amazing. Like, I've been watching Buffy, slowly all this time, and it's been really good. But this episode just came out like nowhere. I was just expecting just a normal good episode, and all of a sudden this episode was like as great to me as in One Piece when Zoro fights Kuma. That kind of awesomeness. At the end, I'll talk about it just briefly for people who haven't watched it, and then at the end I'm gonna talk about spoiler talk. Actually talking about what happens in the episode. So basically, the episode focused on Xander. Xander Harris. One of the characters in the the Buffy Scooby Doo gang. He's all this time I didn't like him that much compared to the other characters. I loved Cordelia because she was just funny, and she was I don't know, I really like her character. Buffy really grew on me a lot because she's such a hero. Always trying to do what's good and doing the hero stuff. Yeah. But Xander, because Xander always seemed to be jealous of Angel and stuff. I didn't really like him. He was kind of snide and stuff like that. He definitely wasn't cool. And in this episode, at the start of the episode, they really nailed that. They just put it out there. He's Cordelia says to him, he's the useless one of the group. He's he's not cool. He doesn't have it. And he really wants to be cool so bad. At the start of the episode, he goes to Oz, you're cool, and what do you have to do to be cool, and all this stuff. It was really, really like that. And the acting from him, the guy who plays it, is brilliant. Joss wrote an amazing episode, and it's also very funny. Not only is the episode do I love it because of what it's saying and stuff and showing, but it's just really funny as well, because Xander, his character is so funny, especially in this episode, because I won't say anymore if people haven't seen the episode, but I just want to say probably is my favourite episode of Buffy. If not my favourite, then it's really, really up there. I love it. The Zeppo. I don't even know what Zeppo is, but I just like it. Okay, I don't know what else to say before the spoiler talk. Okay, so now if you haven't seen the episode, you can stop now if you want. Now I'm just going to talk about the actual episode and things I liked about and everything. Okay, so spoilers will be from now on. Okay, at the end where at the start of the episode, Cordelia does the thing where she saw Xander getting picked on by that bully guy, and she was just hammering into him, saying he's uncool, and Xander he just got crumbled when that happened. And at the end of the episode, after he'd done all that stuff that he did, she said all that stuff attacking him, and it just bounced off him, just it had no effect on him, and he's like, oh yeah, whatever, and just walked off. It was the coolest thing ever. It's so cool. And another thing I like, that moment was amazing. It's just the way it ended, start and his journey throughout the episode. And what else? The way that he did a thing where he saved the school and everything, and then the other crew, Buffy, Willow, Giles, and Oz, they were all talking about all this stuff that happened, how, and then they were they didn't want Xander part of it because they thought he was gonna get hurt and stuff, to protect him. And then when he came, they were saying, oh, lucky you weren't here at school, things went crazy. And Xander's like, oh yeah, that's cool, I had a quiet night, or something like that. And he didn't even mention that he did what he did. It's the best. I love that in a hero. That's what I have to say. That's kind of why in Transformers 3, I didn't like the fact that Sam, he was really upset that he wasn't acknowledged as a hero, which kind of is, I don't know. I didn't like that fact about it. That's an off topic. Anyways, so it was so cool the fact that he didn't even mention it. It was very much kind of what Zoro and Kuma, kind of Zoro in One Piece. That what happened with that. What else? Yeah, I love that, and just the humor in the episode. It was actually a really funny episode throughout as well. Xander, things he was doing, when he was about to fight this guy, he started this hero type speech, action movie style line, and he was saying it, and the guy just ran off, and he's like, note to self, shorter speech, don't do long speeches or something like that. Another bit I liked was when Buffy and Angel were doing like a romantic thing. They were having a fight, not a fight, but like, you know, I love you, don't die, all this kind of stuff. And then all of a sudden Xander just pops in the middle of it and says, "Hey, I've got this problem." And then he's like, "Is this," you know, or something like that. And he just kind of backs away and says, you know, it was really cool. It was very, very funny. Other things that I liked, yeah, I just want to say, if Xander was like this all the time, I would watch an entire season just based on his character. It was so cool. The fact that he's like got no superpowers, but he just did the job all by himself. It was fantastic. And the end bit when he was willing to die just to stop the bomb going off, you know, it was brilliant. So good. Like, his character went from probably down here for me compared to the others, and right at the top. Right at the top. Even maybe more than Cordelia, because Cordelia was like teasing him and stuff like that in this episode, and Xander was like, "Oh no, it's great." So I really liked. It was funny. Like, I think one of my friends said that Xander goes. I don't know if they did or not, but Xander sure did go on a journey, and I'm glad I kept watching. I'm glad I've been watching this series, because that episode was worth watching. It was really cool because, yeah, it's like Joss just nailed like the essence of a cool character. Like, you know, it's not what, like, if they're in a band or things like that, it's these things that we're, you know, so good. I think that's all I want to say about the episode, but I really liked the Zeppo episode.